Hey, my RegTech family, Darren George, DRG Custom Carts. Hey man, I hope you guys absolutely thoroughly enjoyed the little teaser video that I posted on Facebook and YouTube the other day. I had a really good friend of mine come by. He has one of those cool little Mavic drones, and he did some flybys for me and some aerial videos and stuff, which I think piecing it all together, it actually turned out pretty cool. I just want to let you know, I realize this video is a little lengthy, but it covers a lot of material, and you're really going to want to watch it till the very end. But just as a disclaimer, I really think I need to let all of you guys know what you're going to see in the video. This is not the final release of the Bullseye that RegTech is coming out with. These were actually beta test models that RegTech got to run them through their paces. And once they got them, you know, Ray Karn's always trying to take everything to the next level and bring us the absolute best product he possibly can. He decided there were a few things he wanted to do. So he went back to the drawing board, made a few changes. So these that I have, they do have the PID system in them. They are the Bullseye. There are several upgrades that were done to this, which I'll show you in this video. I'll do some up close and some photos so you can see what the changes are that they made. But this is not going to be the absolute final release that RegTech's coming out with. I just want to let you guys know that up front. The carts, however, these carts were built exclusively for the new Bullseyes. They will fit the old Bullseyes. The air box that's on the new Bullseye is the exact same size, but the cart itself, with the configuration that it's done, this is only for this particular grill. So you'll see that in the video. There were a couple changes that were made thanks to Chef Greg at RegTech. He sent me out some information. I took that into account, went back to the drawing board and made a few changes and was able to modify this to absolutely take it to the next level as well. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. Please watch the video till the very end because there are some disclaimers at the very end that I really think you need to see. All right, other than that, my friends, thank you guys so much. Let's go to the video. Hey, first, let me thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. This has been a long time coming that I've been trying to get this put together. Unfortunately, the wife decided it was time to put some new floors in the house. So that just turned into a huge makeover. You know, not only did we do the floor, we wound up remodeling the bathroom, and it just really has taken me away from the shop for a little bit. But in the evenings, I've been working on trying to put this together. You know, you guys, I hope you guys love this as much as I do. This is going to be a very limited edition supply. This is going to be more of like a beta type testing. Let's take a look at it, and then I'll tell you how to go about getting one. Before I forget, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, because when they do go live, I'm going to be posting a video on Facebook and YouTube, and you are not going to want to miss out on this if you really want to get in on it. Hold tight, my friends. This thing is absolutely incredible. They've done a lot of upgrades to it that are so small and so simplistic, but actually serve an incredible purpose that it's just ridiculous. So let me just show you a little bit of a comparison between the original Bullseye and the new one, and then I'll take you up close and personal and show you some of the upgrades that they've done. For those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that this is actually my original Bullseye. I've had this thing for almost 2 years. This is one of the original carts that I built, where I was building the carts really tall so that the grill would actually fit me perfectly. I did run into issues like almost a year later when we started realizing you could run the Weber rotisserie on the Bullseye. Well, the rotisserie is like 8 inches tall. So when you take off this lid and put on one of my high lift hinges and put the Weber ring on it, it lifts the lid up 8 inches higher. And it does make it a little harder for someone that is of average height. Part of the population in general is more average height. And this was more designed for someone like 6'6" or above, like Earthman. You know, we needed the taller grills to deal with. But because I use my rotisserie a lot, I actually really wanted to downgrade and go to the standard size cart that we came up with, which more fit across the board for virtually everybody. So this particular cart isn't being sold anymore. This is the new cart. But I want to show you some upgrades that they've done. Really needs to be mentioned because I think they're absolutely incredible. You know, most of us that purchase RegTech, we love RecTech. We're RecTechs for life. We know that the quality that you're getting, the customer service, the company itself, there really isn't anything else out there that compares to it. I personally love RecTech. I think what they offer and their customer service, in my years, I have never found a company that stands behind their products the way RecTech does, and that's why I will always own RecTech products. Some of the upgrades that they've done, one, just to look at it, the only thing that's really going to jump out at you is going to be the PID system, which is now coming across the board in all the Bullseyes. We'll go into that in just a minute. I just want to show you some of the other small things that they've done that were so simplistic but so functional that it was incredible. One of that you wouldn't even think about is the actual pull handle that is on the hopper box on the original Bullseye. Now, granted, this Bullseye, when you get it originally, it's a lot shorter with the factory cart on it, and the handle was designed because if you're familiar with the original carts, they have wheels on the back and they have stopper balls on the front, and you could lift up this and just move it around. Well, since then, I started building these competition carts and everybody was loving them, and a lot of people were buying them with the forecaster wheels, which is what's on the original one, and it was for people that had their grills and they were on your deck or on concrete or asphalt, and you were basically just pulling it around. You didn't have that need to pull it across the yard in competitions or anything like that because it was your at-home grill. But then we had a lot of people that are in the competition world that are using the Bullseyes every weekend, competing in competitions and winning, that I needed to build something that I thought would accommodate them better for something they could pull out of their trailer, drag it across the field at a competition somewhere. So that was when I come up with the competition cart, which is what this is. This is now my new setup. This will be the new setup that I use from now on in my videos. With one of the upgrades that RecTech has done, most of you that have followed me know that when I first came out with the competition cart, I actually had a pull-out handle that was made into it so that you could lift the grill and kind of pull it across the field like a wheelbarrow. But with what RecTech has done with one of their upgrades, I'm not sure that you're going to need that handle anymore. So that's going to save you money with the purchase of the cart if you're looking for one to actually be able to drag it across the field. And what that is the handle that's on the hopper. As you can see, it's about 2 inches away from the hopper, which worked absolutely fine. If you're just pulling it around or whatever, there was no problem with that. But when you put it on the taller carts like mine and you had to pick it up, it was a little harder to drag it across the field. So that was why I came up with the pull-out handle. But on the new ones, if you notice, they've made this handle a lot heavier duty and they've moved it out about 5 inches away from the hopper, which makes this thing extremely easy to pick up and move around without even needing that secondary handle that I come up with. So that is actually a huge game changer. Secondly, most of you that have the original, if you look between the hopper and the cooker, you're going to see that it's open. And you can look down in there and see the actual feed tube that's down in the bottom of your grill, right through here. Well, a lot of times when I would pour pellets into my hopper box, if I got it too full, they overflowed a little bit, they would get on the back lip of the lid back here. And when you close the lid, they would fall down onto the top of your feed chute. Well, it's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt anything. It's not a fire hazard. Nothing's going to happen. It's just that they're laying there and you're trying to get them out and you're trying to reach through this little hole to get them out. Sometimes that's a little bit of a pain. Well, what RecTech did with the new Bullseye is they actually put a shield there. So now if you do that, the pellets wind up on this shield, you just brush them off. Now I'm assuming that shield was originally designed to protect the wire that comes from the PID system and goes inside to detect the temperature. But it serves as two purposes because it stops the pellets and it protects the wire. That's just another one of those small things that RecTech did that I think is just incredible, and it's thinking outside the box. The next thing is, on the original factory Bullseye, on the back, it had 4 vents made in the back of the lid. There were 2 on each side. And if you remember back when they first launched these, The lids fit so perfectly that inside this cooking chamber, when you have it really cranked up, you have like a vortex of heat where it's working almost like a Dutch oven in there cooking your food. Well, it was sealed so well that the heat would come back up through the feed tube. So RecTech went back to the drawing board. They figured out it was a very simple fix. All they needed to do was come up with this little L bracket to go on it, which would vent the door just enough to allow it to pull in fresh air and to expel the heated air out the back. Well, RecTech took it a step further, and now on the back of the new Bullseye, there are vents literally all the way around the back of the lid. But to expel a couple issues that people were concerned about, one, the hinge system on the new Bullseye is exactly the same as what was on the original Bullseye. Therefore, if you already own one of my high lift hinges for your rotisserie, or you want to run RecTech's Matador in there and you have one of my hinges, it will still work exactly the same way on the new one as it did the original. So you don't have any worries there. The feed tube on the bottom is the exact dimension as what it is on the original. Therefore, if you already own an original and you have one of my carts and you want to upgrade to the new Bullseye, it's going to be as simple as taking out the 8 bolts that you put in, lifting out the original Bullseye, setting your new one in and putting 8 new bolts in it, and you're going to be done and back up and running. So, and lastly, which is the absolute most important thing, was the PID system. You know, as we all know that follow RecTech all the time, all of RecTech's products, from their Trailblazer to their Stampede to their 680s to the 700s to the BFGs, they all have the PID system in it. The Bullseye was the only product that they had at the time that did not have the PID system. And RecTech saw that we have so grown to love that technology that they actually incorporated it into the Bullseye. And with it coming with a probe, now you can actually do bigger meats on here. It's just a total game changer. I absolutely love the Bullseye. I mean, I love my RT680 and the Stampede, and I think they all have a special place. You know, I love doing big cooks on my 680. My wife uses the Stampede all the time for meal prepping almost every day. And this is my go-to probably 65% of the time. I pull out the Bullseye because it gets to temperatures extremely quick. It gets to high temperatures. Doing hamburgers, hot dogs, steaks, shrimp. You know, I've done just tons of stuff on this Bullseye, and it is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see how nice it is using the PID system. And for any of you that are just tuning in that don't know who I am or just finding me for the first time, you know, I know you don't know me, and you're not going to take my word that this is the absolute best or that RecTech makes the best products on the market. All I ask you to do is do your homework and check out RecTech grills. I really think once you compare apples to apples, when the rubber meets the road, you are going to find that RecTech is, without a doubt, the most bang for your buck. As always, my friends, smoke like the rest, but roll with the best. I'll see you on our next build. Okay, so now let's get down to brass tacks. I'm sure right now a bunch of you out there are wondering, how much is this going to cost me? Well, let me tell you, this is a huge deal. And what it is, if you go over to my website right now, you're going to see that the competition cart on my website right now is selling for $349. And that's with free shipping to the lower 48 states. The Bullseye, which obviously, as we're all well aware of, it's not available right now. It won't be until sometime after the first of the year. Those list right now for the original Bullseyes at $399. So even if you were to be able to get a hold of one of the original Bullseyes right now, you would be talking $749 shipped to your door for the Bullseye and one of my carts. Now, the package deal that I was able to put together for you is the newer style Bullseye with the PID system, the vented lid, the extra vented lid, the longer pull handle on one of my new redesigned competition carts that has the chromed wheels Everything on it is chromed. The frame has been chromed. The bullhead's been chromed. You know, it's got the BETA cut in it that's actually done in chrome. There are a limited number of them available right now. There's actually only going to be 6 go live on my website. You want one, it's going to cost, wait for it, $500. $500 for the newer version Bullseye with the PID system and the new upgraded competition cart with the backbone spine, all the chrome work done on it and everything. So really, if you play with numbers and you look at the fact that it's almost like you're buying one of my carts at retail price and it's only costing you $151 for a brand new Bullseye. Or flip it around and it's like you're buying one of my carts for $100. It's you can't beat this price. I am so excited to be able to bring this to you guys. I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see you guys purchase those. But before you go over to my website, I have to disclose one very important thing, which I know is going to break a bunch of you guys' heart. It breaks my heart to not be able to do it. But you have to pick these up. I cannot ship them. So for the $500, that is the cost for you to actually come and meet me. There's a bonus. And pick up your cart in person, completely assembled, ready to go. All you'll have to do is add pellets and fire it up, and you will be entertaining your entire family. So I'm sorry that I can't ship these to our family members out in Arizona and California and all that, you know, with this first batch. Like I say, I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if there's going to be something down the road that we can work out. But as it is right now for these 6, it has to be people that are willing to come to Pasadena, Maryland to pick them up. All right, I know there's a bunch of you going to be upset over that, and I really apologize. I wish there was something I could do. But for that price of $500, really, you just can't pass it up if you live close enough to come and get one. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for all your support. As always, my friends, smoke like the rest, but roll with the best. Me and Smokey will catch you at the grill.